what are the similarities between Buds and the process of the boot camp in the Foreign Legion?
Buds is Buds. It's its own animal. And then this is like infantry boot camp, right? So a little bit different of a kind of an apples and oranges thing. Buds is a lot longer, and I would say harder physically just because of the quantity and volume and just the way stuff is. It's more of a psychological issue in the psychological problem paired with the physical. Cold as shit in the Foreign Legion. Cold in the water, right? But when you're done with work, you you have a hard day at Buds, you might have a night evolution, but you're like kind of getting your stuff together, and the Foreign Legion, dude, you just got no time like that. It's different, like I said, but at the farm, we were freezing, dude. We're in the French Pyrenees with not a lot of gear, not a very minimal type, military. We're in cold weather gear, really, and you're friggin' cold, man, standing outside. But that's pretty par for the course. Any guys that have been in the Legion, you're cold a lot.
So was there any moments where you thought about quitting?
No. Once again, where else am I gonna go? I cut up my credit cards, man. When I went into the Foreign Legion, I cut up my credit cards, threw them in the trash. I had no way to get back.
Burning the shit.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even call that people like burn the boats. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought that they would take my credit cards. I was still in kind of a hardcore mindset. I'm like, I don't need these. They're gonna, who knows why. But looking back, if I had, I don't know what I would have done. I really had no options in life. There was debts I wanted to clear up. I needed to simplify my life down, but I also knew I was still in it. Like I didn't know how to live right yet. And I needed time to mature, simplify my life down. And it's exactly what I got. I got time. And in that time, man, I cleared up debts. I built up I really structured my life and day, and I used that time wisely. I used it as a vehicle of self-development. I wasn't looking to go do Rambo shit. I knew it wasn't going to be like SEALs. I knew it was going to be, I thought maybe I'll get a gun, I'll deploy, maybe I'll do something cool. And we ended up doing some cool shit, deploying to South America, to deep jungle operations, which is actually what I wanted to do. But I went to the mountain regiment thinking that wasn't going to be possible. And then they ended up sending me there. So it was hugely cool. Estonia, when Ukraine kicked off, we were working with the Brits and the Danes and the Estonians on the Russian border, which was friggin' cool as the French contend. They would see my flag and then hear me talk. What the hell are you doing out here, mate? I'm like, dude, I don't know, dude. I took a hard left somewhere, And it was cool, man. I had some really cool moments, domestic anti-terrorism missions that we did, patrols on the Riviera with an HK and a HK 416 and a Green Beret. We're like patrolling the beach, dude. Like as a, it's a small unit, very odd, but the French love it. Like, hey, bonjour, tu veux un café? You have to learn French, man. That's the other piece is you're getting full frontal French lessons via pain. If they hear you speaking English, it's a huge issue. Not that there was a lot of really good English speakers, but there was some dynamic there, man, where I had low moment. Let me get into a low moment. Getting into the Foreign Legion. After making it through selection, after all this stuff, I show up at the Foreign Legion, dude, and I'm getting hazed. First night there, crawling in the snow. It's nighttime. It's freezing. I'm like, it smells like a brewery. They had a big party. Come to find out that wasn't really common, but hectic. And I'm going, dude, I'm 34. I cannot do this for 5 years, bro. Just getting hazed like this. I didn't know what I was going into. They check us into our room. I'm covered in paint. My uniform's all trashed. I have to get it ready for the morning. There's dead flies and rat shit on my bed. I'm going, damn. And I laid down, bro, and I had this moment, and I woke up the next day, and I mean next day like 30 minutes later from when I actually could lay down. And I went, dude, I don't know if I could do this, bro. I'm like, well, let me get up. And I got up and continued on, and here we are, right?
How long were you in the Foreign Legion?
4.5 years. So yeah, 4.5 years, and it was so we get back from Estonia, and now I'm kind of going into like this training phase and getting promoted and actually doing pretty well. So I go to promotional course, and now I go to a team lead mountain course, which is like, I was at a mountain regiment. We trained in the Alps. So we're in the French Alps in the summer and the winter. So after passing the basic winter one, I'm talking sleeping in igloos, like way up on the thing. It was pretty intense, man. And you got guys from Nepal in our unit, dude, just humbling, bro. Smoking cigarettes, walking up the mountain with skis and rifles and just like nothing. I'm like, you know, like dying, bro. Very, very strong, powerful, but really cool moments, you know, being on top of these mountains, skiing down. And it was on this team lead course. I passed the first introductory phase, and then I had like this calf injury from years prior in selection. I tore my medial calf muscle, and I just never got it fixed. It's still deformed, but it was really starting to kind of show itself here. I was just bogging down, dude. I could not keep the pace. And this is where I go, dude, I can't keep this pace. I'm not gonna slow down. It's just, and I'm talking, we had 5-6 guys in this small course because it was kind of a little bit more advanced. And I was hitting my limit, which I never thought I had one, but I really realized that, dude, I'm like hitting my limit now. I'm gonna get this calf checked out. So I ski down, I go into a hospital. They check me into the hospital for 6 weeks because they're like, dude, this thing is pretty fucked up. I don't know how you're walking, and they're doing a lot of MRIs on it. So there I am in that hospital for 6 weeks in this government French hospital going, I got some time, and I kind of want to tell my story, or I felt isolated, man, and I just wanted to get back connected with people because I had been off the grid for years. So that's when I started my Instagram, and I posted a picture and connected with some people, and because I hadn't told anybody where I was or nothing, nobody really other than my close family. And that's when I kind of started to get my connections and started sharing my story. And I shared it on YouTube about what I was and what I was doing, and I got a lot of feedback from veterans who were like, dude, I was about to kill myself, and I saw your story, and it really helped me. And I go, dude, maybe there's something here. And they're like, well, here's what I'm doing, and here's what I've learned to help me, that helped me. And I just shared with people what has helped me feel good about my day, feel good about my life and where I'm going, and it started to get some traction.
But the Foreign Legion didn't like that.
No, they did not like that.